The crown of Denmark is in peril. A young Prince Hamlet finds himself distraught over the recent events regarding his father's death. Back from England, Prince Hamlet and the Honorable Horatio find themselves amongst gravediggers and a scully old friend. What they discover will change the course of events for crown, country, and person.
Okay. Is she to be buried in Christian burial when she willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is. Therefore make her grave straight. The crowner hath sat on her and finds Christian burial.
How can that be, unless she drowned in herself in her own self-defense?
Why, 'tis found so.
It must be. It cannot be else. For here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act, and an act hath three branches. It is to act, to do, to perform. Argal, she drowned herself wittingly.
Nay, but hear you, goddamn delver.
Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is will he, nil he. He goes, mark ye that. But if the water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. Argal, he that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life.
But is this law?
Ay, Mary, it is the crowner's queen law.
Will you have the throne? Will you have the truth on it? If it had not been a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out o' Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest. The more pity that great folk should have countenance on this world, to drown or hang themselves more than ever Christian, even Christian. Come, my spade, there is no ancient gentleman, but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
Why, art a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee. If thou answerest me not to the purpose, confess thyself.
Go to.
What is that he builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like thy wit well, in good faith. The gallows does well, but how does it well? It does well to those that do ill. Now, thou dost ill to say the gallows is built stronger than the church. Argal, the gallows may do well to thee. Toot again, come.
Who builds stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter?
Hey, tell me that, and unyoke.
Marry now, I can tell.
Toot?
Mass, I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it, for your dull ass will not mend this pace with beating. And when you are asked this question, next say, a grave maker. The houses he makes last till doomsday. Go, get thee in and fetch me a stupid liquor. In youth, when I did love, methought it was very sweet to contract, oh, the time for my behove. Oh, methought there I was nothing a meat. A pickaxe and a spade, and a shouting sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made for such a guest as meet.
There's another. Why may not that be the skull of a lawyer? Where be his quilties now? His quilties, his cases, his tenures, and his tricks? Why does he suffer this mad knave now to knock him about the scones with a dirty shovel, and will not tell him of his actions or battery? This fellow might be in time the great buyer of land, with his statues, his recognizes, his fines, his double vouchers, his recoveries. And this fine the fines, and the recovery of his recoveries, to have his fine pate full of fine dirt. Will his vouchers vouch him no more of his purchases, and double ones too, than the length and breadth of a pair of indentures? The very conveyances of his lands will scarcely lie in this box, and must inheritor himself have no more? Ha!
Not a jot more, my lord.
Is not parchment made of sheepskins?
Aye, my lord, and of calves' skins too.
They are sheep and calves, which seek out assurance in that. I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave this, sirrah?
Mine, sir.
I think it be fine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, sir, and therefore 'tis not yours. For my part, I do not lie in't, yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in it, to be in it, and say, it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir. 'Twill away again from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none, neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is! We must speak by the card, or accusation will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio, this 3 years I have took note of it. The age is grown so picked that the toe of the peasant comes so near the heel of the courtier. He gals his kive. How long hast thou been grave maker?
For all the days of the year. I came to it the day that our last king Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Cannot tell you that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born, he that is mad, and sent into England.
Ay, marry, why he was sent into England?
Why? Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there. Or if you do not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faithing, with losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I have been sexton here, man and boy, 30 years.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere to be rot?
Faith, if he need not rotten before he die, as we have many pocky courses nowadays, that will scarce hold the laying in. He will last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir? His hide is so tanned with his trade that he will keep out water a great while. And your body is a sore decay of your whoreson dead body. Here's a skull now, half lying in the earth, 23 years.
Whose was it?
A whoreson mad fellow's it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. He poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. The same skull, sir. York's skull. The king's jester.
This?
E'en that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him. Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath bore me on his back 1,000 times, and now how abhorred my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table a-roar? Not one to mock your own grinning. Quite chapfallen. Now get you to my lady's chambers and tell her. Let her patient an inch thick to this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. Prithee thee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander look o' this fashion in thy earth?
And so.
And smelt so? Ha!
And so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Why may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find it stopping a bunghole?
'Twere to consider too curiously, to consider so.
No faith, not a jot, but to follow him thither, with modesty enough and likelihood to lead it, as thus Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth to dust. The dust is the earth, of earth we make loam, and why of that loam whereto he was converted might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that is the earth which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter's flaw. Here comes the king, the queen, the courtiers. Who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites, this doth betoken the course they followed, did with desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas of some estate. Couch we a while and mark.
What ceremony else?
That is Laertes, a very noble youth. Mark.
Must there no more be done?
What? The fair Ophelia?
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell. I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not have strewed thy grave.
Oh, trouble, woe, fall 10 times, trouble on thy cursed head, whose wicked deed not thy most ingenuous sense deprived thee of. off the earth a while, till I have caught her once more in mine arms. No, Polly, you're dust up on the quick and dead. To love this flat, the mountain you have to overtop. Old Phalion, or the sky each head of blue Olympus.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hares? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
Thou prayest not well. I pray thee take my fingers from thy throat, for though I am not splendid and rash, yet I even see something dangerous, which let thy wisdom fear. Hold off thy lance.
Pluck them asunder.
Hamlet!
Gentlemen!
Gentlemen!
Good.
Why, I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids will no longer wag.
Oh, my son. What theme?
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad. Laertes.
For the love of God, forbear him.
Swoons, show me what thou too. Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself. Would drink up easel, eat the crocodile. I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine, to outface me with leaping in their grave? Be very quick with her, and so will I. And if thou prate of mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us, till our ground, singing his pate against the burning zone, make Ossa like a wart. Nay, and thou, Lamount, I'll rank as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while this fit will work on him, anon as patient as the female dove. When that her golden couplets are disclosed, his silence will still drooping.
Hear you, sir. What is the reason that you, not me, use thus? I loved you ever. But it is not matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and the dog will have his day.
I pray thee, good Horatio, wait upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some time and watch over your son. The grave shall have a living monument, an hour of quiet thereby shall we see. Till then, in patience our proceeding be.
With Hamlet and Laertes' ongoing feud, will the crown of Denmark cease to exist? Will King Claudius find love with his wife? The only thing we really know is that something is rotten in the state of Denmark.